Well, this movie hasn't aged well with like some of the actors. I think I briefly talked about it in another video, but the dude that plays Robe in this movie feels entitled to Jeanette McCurdy being on his podcast or show or whatever, being a little asshole, saying that she owes him. And Jamie Kennedy has recently shown that he doesn't like cancel culture and he's just kind of weird now. But he's in this movie. He plays an evil ice cream man. Tony Hawk has a cameo, which was not something I expected. I watched this movie years ago when I was a kid. But he briefly shows up and gets beat up by Jamie Kennedy, of all people. And then he's like, that's one evil ice cream man, or some line like that. The dude that plays the very controlling father in 10 Things I Hate About You, which I watched recently, is in this movie too, which did not expect. He plays the evil principal. And then the dude from Shameless is in here too that plays Mickey, though I've never seen Shameless, but I know him from that because it's a very popular show. He paints his nails in this movie and he's a big bully. He has a few moments here and there. He's like a big part of the movie. I really like the song they used to fuck with him. The frog song. I don't know why. It's kind of catchy. He got scared of a frog when he was little because he thought the dude in a frog costume was going to eat him. So now he's scared of him even as an adult. Well, not an adult because this is kids in middle school. He also has this unique thing where he beats up people, a different person every day. And he just like announces himself in the hallway. Like, he just opens his leather jacket and then his white shirt has a different name on it every day, and then he beats up the kid. I know this is a small detail and they don't directly say it in the movie, but I did like it. And the kids, they never help the kids that get bullied. They just kind of let it happen. So, later when Max helps Robe, Max gets beat up, even though it wasn't his day to get beat up. But because Max opened the case that Robe was trapped in, and everybody else just stand there and watch instead of simply opening the case, because they all could have done it, but they didn't. It's a small detail, but it's pretty cool. There's also this really evil little shit that apparently every teacher lets it happen, where he gives teachers good advice, and then if they catch him doing something bad, he brings up advice he's given them, like, I don't know, maybe he told them something about a job, and then they catch him doing something bad, and it's like, hey, how's your second job going, or something, and then they answer, and then they leave, and then he never gets in trouble. He pays kids to go, he has kids pay him to go to the bathroom and shit. He's just such a little shit in this movie. His character was pretty funny. Oh, and there's one other character in this movie that is also a recognizable face, and he was also from a long-running show where there's this little camera dude. I think he was in the show called Malcolm in the Middle. I'm not sure if that's like the exact name of the show, and if I'm getting it confused with something else. But yeah, he was in that, I think. A lot of popular actors in this movie. And it's just kind of a silly, goofy kids movie to have fun. It's not something you need to take too seriously. Some of the special effects aren't the greatest because older movie, kids movie, low budget movie, a lot of reasons. I know it's just a kids movie, but there was one thing that I didn't really care for, where Max gives this big speech about don't bully bullies because that makes you bully, and then eventually they end up dumping the kid in the dumpster anyway, and he kind of laughs at it and doesn't care anymore. Why'd he give that whole big speech if he's just gonna let him do it anyway and not care? But whatever, it was still a really good movie. And, a lot of cool, recognizable faces that I did not expect to see in this movie.